Hi, Pisces. Confession. I already did this reading and I lost it. I think I accidentally erased it. I'm sorry. Had something to do with it. Allowing the universe to bring true love into your life because you've done all the hard work with pushing through false twin flames and real soulmates who decided to go down the wrong path. You've had to say goodbye to some people, but it was saying look forward to meeting new people. Look forward to meeting someone new and special in your life. And it was like Pisces with Scorpio in their chart. I'm so sorry I lost it. So I'm interested to see what comes up here. I said Pisces, right? Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Conflict, and you can't be bothered. You're staying away from it all. You're working on yourself. You're finding answers from within. You know that there isn't anybody out there that can give you answers. That itself might be causing conflict. Ooh, this came up from the last one. What you can't do anything about, or what you don't have to worry about, is how I would put this, is your financial future. So, if there's something that comes up this week that spooks you into making a split-second decision when it comes to your finances, let it pass. Take a deep breath, wait 5 minutes. Don't be reactive at all this week. Stay focused on being balanced and grounded. Yeah, you're working on your generational wealth and your health. I'm getting kind of a very... It's like a renewed sense of optimism. I'm getting that something might come back from your childhood. I think the other reading still applies, but this is like before and that one was after. So before, meaning you had to learn how to move through conflict yourself. You take everything to heart. You take everything so seriously. Maybe growing up you were extremely sensitive to criticism because you were criticized by your parent. And you've had to learn how to not take everything so seriously. Not take every argument or altercation or interaction that felt uncomfortable. You've managed in your own way, in your own Pisces way, which, God help me, I have no Pisces in my chart, so I don't know how y'all do it, but you make it look easy. I know it's not easy, but it might appear to the outside world that it's easy, or you've got it all, or you had it good, or you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth, or a lot of projections that have nothing to do with who you are. So you've had to navigate through that sort of hassle. I don't think it was so serious as life or death, and it didn't knock you off your path. You just had to learn to block everybody else's, not just opinions out, because if you're very sensitive, you had to block out more than their opinion. You have to block out more than their projections. You had to block out the unknowing energy vampirism that can kind of happen sometimes with those who are not self-aware and they're still codependent as a spirit, and they see you as strong and independent, especially if they're working with you, or if it's a sibling. They're gonna feel like they need to compete with you, even if there was never any competition, even if y'all were never even fighting and there wasn't even really a disagreement. It's like that thing was almost static. in this person's life. So if they would have had a fight with whoever wasn't, who, if you weren't there, it would have been someone else. So if someone was treating you some kind of way, know that whoever was around them would have been the recipient of this confusing competition that you didn't agree to. You just had to go inside. I don't know if it was just that. Wait, what is this? You're keeping working. Oh, okay. You're working through feelings of pain and anguish, heartbreak, betrayal. It's like you put off. Okay, this isn't for everybody, but remember that at the end of this rainbow, the pot of gold is your soulmate coming in. Whether you feel like you're ready or not, you let an idea die that had no true potential for you. I feel like whoever else you were in a relationship with, there was a lot of potential for them because they had a lot to draw from as far as your energy and your wisdom and your compassion. And it ended up with you feeling ruined, like I was saying, betrayed. And I feel like you were angry. You got through the angry part a long time ago, but you never necessarily gave yourself time to grieve your own broken heart or to really feel that sadness. And so that is something that you were asked to work on. And you did. And you didn't give up. So for the next week, besides keeping on working on what you've already been mastering, this isn't a brand new project that you start today. As far as your creations, your work, you keep it moving. You perfect the details. You look closely. If it's, if you work with money, if you work with paper, if you work with contracts, reread them, double check them. Don't rely on spell check. I don't know, that's a very boring, mundane warning for Pisces this week. Don't rely on spell check. Stay optimistic. The Three of Swords. Oh, where did it go? It's over here. See, you're moving past it. And you're moving to a new way of being where you do take more leaps of faith and you are more adventurous just in general with how you create and how you communicate your boundaries to other people. So it's not something you were born with and it's not something you were taught. Oh, what I was saying was I had this kind of very, very visceral picture in my head of, like, I don't know if it was a little girl or a little boy, because I was kind of seeing it through their point of view, and I don't think that they were old enough to have had it banged into their head that they're one or the other, but they were like a ballerina or a premier dancer, a ballet dancer, and they were coming home after practice. I feel like they were very young, and it's someone whose parents like drove them. You always had lessons. It was like they came in through the door, and it wasn't a huge house, but they went up little steps. It was like a little white house, and they came into there was really nobody home. Like it was kind of echoey in the house, and they come in, throw the little dancing shoes down, and say like, "Hey, Mom, I'm here," and nothing. And they're really excited about telling their mom or dad about their dancing that day, and the mom or dad comes in and starts yelling at them immediately. "You're going to be late for piano lessons. You're going to be late for hockey. You're going to be late." And then you have something. Did you get your books? Did you leave them at school? It was like very relentless energy projected at this little kid who was actually very brilliant and very gifted, but they were very sensitive. And so there were some talents and gifts that you are going to be asked to revisit. So if there was any situation where, like, I don't know, it was the kid was so excited about that dancing class, or they had gotten a ribbon, or they had gotten down a really hard routine and they came home to tell their parent about it, and their parent didn't care. Like, they didn't care about them. They never felt like their parent cared about them. It was all about, you better win, you better get the trophy, you better be, if you don't win, you might as well lose. Like, if you ain't in first place, then you're last place in my heart. Or something like that. And it moved into, well, I don't know, if they didn't see you as making a lot of money or getting famous in that role of a dancer, I don't know. They just maybe, no, you're not doing dance anymore or something. And at the time you're like, but that's what I love. I don't love hockey, or I don't love t-ball, or I don't love piano, or whatever it was. Maybe piano, violin, everything. You really just wanted to do the dance. And it's something like that, where an old memory is going to come back, where you decide, after this project, so this is in the future of 2023, it's exploring new gifts that are old. Like, everything old is new again in your life, as far as your talents and gifts and what can bring new abundance into your life. A long-term legacy while you are working, because you like to do this. You love to do this. So if there's a project or an album or a book that you need to wrap up, let's get it done. Let's get that time alone. Stay away from any conflict or competition. It's just draining your energy. You're not going to be able to get any answers from anyone else. If you're like, I can't get that last word, sit down, say a prayer, make it happen, and stay optimistic for a brand new opportunity to be a brand new you. But it's really just your inner child being able to work with your adult self to be happy and make a lot of money. And you might be a master at it. You might make it look easy. But that, and also, so whatever you're making, if you're trying to sell something, if you're making something and you charge this much for it, double it. Double it. Ignore any obviously misplaced feelings from new people coming in who don't really know you. They might be bedazzled by you and your energy, but not your problem. The hermit is you alone, going inside, working on your inner workings, maybe allowing old memories to come back, because you're building a firm foundation for generational wealth and that soulmate to come in. You will be ready. You've done the hard work. You're just going through the final death throes of that painful ending that was heartbreak, betrayal, all of the things. Like, you went through the anger cycle first, and then you had to go through the heartbreak and feel that pain. You were so mad you forgot to feel hurt, and you were hurt. So you're mending a broken heart and you're healing. Gotta do it alone. This is kind of a lonely week, as far as I can tell for the messages. But have no fear. Your divine counterpart will be coming in 2023. And this competition that you didn't agree to won't be able to touch you in your tree. Just don't, announce yourself. You don't need to announce yourself. They've never been where you've been, and they're not going where you're going, so they can't give you any answers. Don't let anyone boss you around. Keep working. Focus on closing out that project so you can start this new one, incorporating that inner child. Yeah, don't be afraid to try all sorts of new things. It's not going to be one new talent that you rediscover is going to be like 5. So that's why you're being asked to kind of tie up any loose ends when it comes to old projects that you have still swirling around in your mind. Because this is going to be, Pisces power hour for creativity in the age of Aquarius. It's going to feel really good. So this sort of hassle that you feel can be avoided by just being alone this week. Stay optimistic. That heartbreak won't last forever. All right, love you guys. See you for the next one, Pisces. Bye-bye.